What's up guys, this is Cory. Welcome to CnAFilmsand Animation. Today I'm going to be talking about a Best Picture nominated film, this one from 1991 from director Jonathan Demme, The Silence of the Lambs. The Silence of the Lambs starred Jodie Foster, Anthony Hopkins, Scott Glenn, and Ted Levine, and the film follows Clarice Starling, played by Jodie Foster, who is an FBI trainee, and she is assigned to go talk to a mental patient who is a cannibal, played by Anthony Hopkins, known as Dr. Hannibal Lecter. And basically, Dr. Hannibal Lecter was a doctor. He was a psychiatrist who worked with patients, and somewhere along the way he kind of snapped. He was a cannibal, and they locked him up for life, basically. And so he is, penned up in a very tight security system, and Clarice Starling has to go and talk to him to figure out who is kidnapping women and skinning them and killing them. The guy who is kidnapping and killing women and skinning them is known as Buffalo Bill, played by Ted Levine, and he is a psychopath. He's a transvestite who is, wanting to create the perfect human skin to, I guess, wear and show off. So The Silence of the Lambs won 5 Oscars, which included Best Actor for a Leading Role for Anthony Hopkins, Best Actress in a Leading Role for Jodie Foster, Best Director for Jonathan Demme, Best Adapted Screenplay, and the coveted Best Picture. This film was also nominated for 2 Oscars, which included Best Film Editing and Best Sound. Now this film was one of 3 films that have won all 5 major awards, which include Best Actor in a Leading Role, Best Actress in a Leading Role, Best Director, Best Original or Adapted Screenplay, and Best Picture. The other 2 films include It Happened One Night and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Now, many people have seen this movie, so, everyone has their own opinion about this movie, but the general consensus is that this is one of the most well-respected and one of the highest liked films to win Best Picture, and one of the highest liked films pretty much of all time. There are so many iconic performances and so many memorable quotes and scenes throughout this film that to list them off would take forever, and I'm not going to do that, but there's so many memorable lines, especially from Dr. Hannibal Lecter, who Anthony Hopkins, who portrayed Dr. Hannibal Lecter, was only in the film for about 18 minutes, and he still won Best Actor. Anthony Hopkins gives a very chilling performance. It's a very cold character, and it's a very kind of haunting character overall. I mean, you've got this doctor who is just mad. He's very calm, cool, and collected, but he will eat your face off, and it's just, he gives a very chilling performance and does a fantastic job throughout the entire film. Jodie Foster does a fantastic job as Clarice Starling. She is very memorable. She doesn't really have all that many memorable lines from the film, but she does give a fantastic performance, one that is especially memorable, and she truly deserves her Oscar for Best Actress. Ted Levine also gives a very memorable performance. This one was overlooked by the Academy, but again, he did a fantastic job. He was very chilling. Pretty much what he does is he kidnaps governor's daughter and keeps her in this pit in the basement of his house. And, he's trying to make her skin perfect, so he, makes her put lotion on the skin and, just all this. He has a little poodle that he keeps with him, and it's just a very creepy character. And, he does a fantastic job. There's a very disturbing scene with him dancing, and everyone who's seen the movie knows exactly what I'm talking about, and even those who haven't probably know what I'm talking about. But, it's a very creepy performance, and he does a very good job at it. But enough about the performances. We all know that the performances were fantastic. Let me talk about kind of the technical stuff. Cinematography was beautifully done. It's a beautifully shot film, a lot of great camera angles, and a lot of very effective sets and locations. Costuming's good, so is props. There's a very memorable prop with this film. It's a face mask that covers Dr. Lecter's face whenever he's confronting the governor's wife. And, just a lot of really neat elements in this film. What else is to say? I mean, this was a huge film when it came out. In fact, this movie came out in January, late January, which was, after the 1990 Academy Awards, which Dances with Wolves won. And, even though this came out in January, it won Best Picture the next year, 12 months later, which is generally unheard of, which even this film was well on, video stores when it won Best Picture. So pretty much everyone had seen it by the time it won. And that was more or less unheard of at the time. And frankly, it still is. What else is there to say with this film? I mean, it's a timeless film. It's one that is going to be remembered for years to come. It's one of my favorite films, and it's definitely a lot of your guys' favorite film. It's a great film. I don't know what else to say. I will say this, the sequels, not really all that good. This was a sequel, sort of, to the 1986 film Manhunter, which was pretty good. Dr. Lecter was played by a different actor, and pretty much everybody in the entire cast was played by somebody else. But, it's a good 80s kind of film, and then you've got, Hannibal, which was directed by Ridley Scott, and Julianne Moore played Clarice Starling, and then Red Dragon, which came out, which I haven't seen, but had a good cast. I'm interested in seeing that one. Hannibal I was disappointed with. It had very good actors and actresses, but I just didn't really like it overall. But I might do a full-length review for that film in the future. So yeah, I'm going to give The Silence of the Lambs a 9.9 out of 10. So tell me guys, have you seen The Silence of the Lambs? If you have, what'd you think of it? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? What'd you think of the performances? What'd you think of the direction? What'd you think of the technical stuff? Comment below, let me know. Love to hear your feedback. If you guys like this review, be sure to like, favorite, subscribe. Be sure to check out our other videos. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And as always, I am Cory, and I will see you guys in the next one.